Hi, this is Eloise again, and we are continuing on with our introduction to Endnote. So, at this point, we get a little bit of a sense for Endnote. We know that we have some references in there, and we're starting to collect references, get them all in one place so we can maybe use them easier later on when it comes time to write our paper. So, today we're going to go over groups. We're going to go over how to create groups, how to share groups, how to manage groups, add these references that we already have into a group, because right now they're not in any group whatsoever. Now, groups are great if you have a lot of references, if you're using Endnote for a lot of your classes and you want to either separate these references by the class or maybe by the project that you're working on. So this will make it a lot easier to make your bibliography later on. So I definitely recommend using groups. So to go to groups, I'm going to hover over this Organize tab. And remember, I'm just hovering over these tabs. I'm not clicking on them. So I hover over the Organize tab. All of these options come out, and I want to manage my groups. Oops, I practiced. So it says no groups have been created. I want to change. I want to make a new group. I want to be my first group. Your group might be Psych 101. It might be that world religions paper, however you want to organize them, however you will be making your bibliography is what you want to think about when you think about your group. So maybe actually I want to rename it, and I want my new name to be Final Paper Psych 101. So that this way I know that when I make my bibliography, my resources and references for that bibliography will all be in this group, and that makes it a lot easier. So I would recommend by paper, by project. I can also share this group, and click share. Now it's shared. I want to click manage sharing, and this is how I will be able to add people into this group. So I'm not sharing with anyone. 0 email addresses have been added. Start sharing this group. And I want to add Professor Jones. Jones ZZ at westminster.edu. So here I can choose whether I want Dr. Jones to only be able to read my references and see that I have them here, or do I want Dr. Jones to be able to read references and maybe write some and add references to this group as well? If you're collaborating, read and write is what you want to use. If it's really maybe just for an assignment, your professor just wants to see that you did it, read only is probably fine, unless they say differently. So, apply, and this time, I'm not going to apply because I don't know if there really is a Jones ZZ. And now, when Dr. Jones signs in, they won't get an email, but when they sign in, they'll see your group, Final Paper Psych 101, in groups shared by others. This will be down there. So, we want to add these to our Psych group. So what we're going to do is we're going to select them. We can either select them individually, or since we only have 2, we can just do all. Don't do that if you have a whole bunch from a whole different lots of projects. And I want to add them to group. Final Paper, Psych 101. I want to add them to this group. So it just takes a second, and it does it automatically. And now we can see that number in Final Paper, Psych 101, has gone from 0 to 2. So they're both there. And that's pretty cool. And you'll really see the benefit of that later on when we go to make our bibliographies. You can also create a group when you import references. Remember what we were doing with those RIS files? So I am going to use my nice RIS file. I'm going to import that in a new group, maybe for a different project that I'm working on in a different class. Recommend RIS. I set up my favorites so I don't have to go through that nice long list. And I want to make a new group. Import, and it will prompt you what you want your group to be called. Dogs 101. Intro to Dogs. And now we see one reference was imported to the Dogs 101 Intro to Dogs group. We click that, and there we go. And so if you're importing references that way with those RIS files, you can make these groups on the fly. You will also be able to, select a group. Or you can just go to an unfilled, which is just no group whatsoever. And I'd say that's it for groups, folks. Hopefully that was helpful. Next video we'll be talking about how to export these into a bibliography. Thank you.